I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. If you are passionate about pro wrestling and you're never done learning all about it, then you have landed in the exact right place. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe right now, or take your support of my work here at Till We Make It to the next level by joining our community over on Patreon. There's a link down below in the descriptives, which will take you right to my Patreon page, and you can start unlocking more than 800 exclusive posts for as little as $5 a month, or the equivalent in your local currency. In today's video, I want to try to assemble a basic look, and I mean really basic, as cheaply and as quickly as possible. So on the quickly side of things, that means items which are in stock, ready to be shipped right now. And I really do mean as cheaply as possible with this caveat. I will not go so low in quality when it comes to acquiring wrestling gear that I'm willing to buy stuff off of Amazon.com. But ruling that out, we're gonna go hunting for some gear that looks like this. We want to assemble a basic look in all black composed of biker shorts, some knee pads, and some wrestling boots. That's it. Those three pieces, all in black, as cheaply and as quickly as it can possibly be done. What do you think this is going to cost total? Take a guess. Put it down below in the comments right now. By the end of this video, we'll find out how close you got. Ready? All right, we know the mission. We're going to try and assemble this basic look as cheaply as possible, and we are not going to factor shipping into the equation. If there's anything that needs to be said about that, I'll tell you as we work, but we're just going to look at some of the easiest online resources for in-stock gear. We're trying to assemble this quickly as opposed to going like a customized route where you might often wait 8, 10, 12, even more weeks for delivery. If you're having a piece of gear created custom for you, a bespoke piece of gear, of course that's going to take time. You got to submit your design, they're going to make a pattern, etc., etc. We want to work fast here. So how can we put this basic look together, and how cheaply can we do it? We're going to start with High Spots, the Walmart of all pro wrestling. Let's go take a look here in the wrestler shop. Let's see what we can find. So we're going to start by trying to get these black biker shorts. So let's go over here on the left-hand navigation, in stock gear. Oh, there's a whole category for bikers. This is going to be easy. Great. It's the first thing. The exact thing that we are looking for happens to be the first thing here. Great. So let's see what options that we have. 6 different colors: black, white, red, blue, green, and purple. What do we have in terms of sizes? Just 3 to pick from. So there's nothing small, nothing bigger than an XL. But, I mean, boy, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than this. So it's a matte black. It's not very fancy, but that's all right. We're looking for a basic look. So $69.99 is the price here. Let's see if we can beat that. I'm just going to call it $70 for ease. My next instinct, let's take a look over at Elite Pro Wrestling Gear. I think these guys might have gone out of business. Let's take a look here. Elite Pro Wrestling Gear. Do they have an in-stock section here? Shop. Let's take a look. And the in-stock section, they do have bikers. Oh, it says coming spring 2021. Okay, I don't know that these guys are still in business. Let's jump over to TNT Pro Wrestling Gear. So on the TNT Pro Wrestling Gear Facebook, they will often list any in-stock items they have that they are trying to sell. Now, of course, they do a lot of custom gear, but let's just go back through the timeline and we'll see if anything is in stock and it's available to purchase now. These are custom knee pads, so I don't interpret that to be in stock. I think it would say in stock. Here's an example. New in stock, ready to ship, 32 waist. It's $55 for this pair of olive green trunks. Let's see if they have there's red trunks, black bikers. Black bikers. So the only trick, if you're going to do this with TNT Pro Wrestling Gear, and they do make decent stuff, keep in mind how far back you're scrolling. So here we've already gone back more than 2 months. So here's bikers, right, in green and pink, but this was posted months ago. So the odds that this is still in stock right now, if you were to reach out, are probably pretty slim. So I'm going to say at this point, there's no option here currently. And I just want to check in over at Main Event Gear because they make really good stuff, but I don't think they have an in-stock section. No, I don't believe they do. It doesn't look that way. No, everything is you're going to submit your design, they make the pattern. It's going to be a custom piece. They'll ship it to you. You're going to be waiting for it, right? You can't make this kind of quality stuff overnight. It just doesn't work like that. So we have one last place we should probably check in, just price-wise, to put it up against the bikers that we found over on High Spots for $70. Let's jump to eLucha. So eLucha, certainly worth noting here. The last time I got something from eLucha, I believe the return address on the box was in Panama. So coming from Central America, the shipping cost is going to be a little bit different. We need to bear that in mind versus High Spots, which is where I am inside the U.S. I'm using this left-hand navigation drop. It's right here, biker shorts. Right here, I found what I'm looking for. That's what I want. We're doing it fast today, guys. So some really cool options in here, right? Look at some of these. This one's very different. I feel like I haven't seen that color combination on anybody. Let's see, we've got a basic set. Yep, right here. Solid. So these are glossy. The ones we found over on High Spots, they were more of a matte black finish. So these are a little bit fancier. Just black. Let's see what we have in terms of sizes. Small, medium, large, X large, double X, right? So better options here and a little bit cheaper on price. So let me write this one down, $59.99. Call this one $60. And again, we're not factoring shipping into our costs as we're doing this exercise today, so keep in mind it might shake out a little bit different depending on what part of the world you're having your stuff shipped to and where the manufacturer is. But this is our best price so far for assembling this basic look. We've got the black bikers for $60. So the next part of this very basic wrestler look that we're going to try to assemble just using in-stock items is going to be knee pads, black knee pads, or if we can't really source them to an acceptable level of quality, I'll take a good neoprene brace, some other kind of like knee sleeve, so to speak. Let's start our quest back at highspots.com. We're jumping into the wrestler shop. Is that under protective gear? Is that what they consider it to be? Yeah, it does look like it here. Okay, custom generic knee pads. In-stock AMA pads. I'm interested in this. Okay, great. Yeah, AMA pads are good quality. So here we can find a nice set of AMAs. Choose the options. 4 different colors, 5 sizes, smalls at the bottom for some reason. But these are good quality knee pads. So $69.99, $70 for knee pads. Are there cheaper options here? Right, I think this is probably about right. Here you can just get like a basic knee sleeve. That's not going to be the same quality as these pro knee pads up here. Yeah, $70 seems about right. Let me just make sure I'm not overlooking anything in here. Let's jump down to just knee pads. Is it kind of the same result? Right, you could get this kind of generic knee pad for $40. Oh, this has a nice look to it. Well, I guess that the mission here is to try and put this together as cheaply as possible. Then we should take the cheaper option here. I personally would prefer to be wearing the AMAs, but let's take this one. I'm going to write this one down. $39.99. Let's call this one $40 for knee pads. So we know a couple other places. They're not going to have what we want in terms of in-stock. Let's just go back to TNT real quick. Let's do a scroll down. There was a knee pad option here, but I think they were custom. You'd have to order them custom. They were very nice here. Right, knee pads start off at $55. So that would be above the $40 price point we've already found. Let's check eLucha. Into the gear. Here we go. Knee pads. Let's see what we got. Solid black knee pads for $49.99. $49. I'm not seeing anything cheaper than $49. So in this case, if we were going to try and cheaply source some black knee pads for our basic look, yeah, we're going to go back to High Spots for that. $40. The last piece of our basic look that we have to try and assemble as cheaply as we possibly can are black wrestling boots. And I already know this is not an item that eLucha carries. They don't offer in-stock wrestling boots, and there weren't any that were current anyway that were offered up on the TNT Pro Wrestling Gear Facebook page. So back to highspots.com we go. We're going to jump into the wrestler shop to try and find some wrestling boots that can be shipped immediately. And over here on the left-hand navigation, there's a whole tab just for wrestling boots. We want the in-stock, not the custom. Let's see what we have here. A couple options. Okay, so we want basic black boots. It looks like we can do these for $179.99. And you have a couple different options, right, for your shoe size to put in here. This is great. So 180. Let's just call this 180. So that means if we wanted to shop today, place our order now, we could get all three of the items in this basic look: the black bikers, the knee pads, and the black patent wrestling boots for a combined $280, give or take 3 cents, and then whatever the cost of shipping would be. And all of this would come either from High Spots or eLucha. We could source this entire look today. Hang on a second. So right after I stopped recording, I realized those boots we picked out, they don't come with laces. Luckily, High Spots sells laces for $5 a pair. So our grand total for this basic look actually ends up being $285 because you can't walk to the ring without having laces in your boots. Well, I mean, you could, but you really shouldn't. That's a terrible idea. $285. How close did you get? Let me know down below, and let me know if you enjoyed this style of video. Maybe I'll do one in the future about a more advanced look. We kept it pretty basic today with all black and just 3 items. If you've loved my books, you'll be delighted to know I have begun work on my next book. But the best-selling of my last 6 books is 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer, a book I wrote for fellow pro wrestlers, and you can grab it on Amazon or on Audible right now. And I would appreciate the support, and you will definitely learn something from it. Or click on the video appearing on screen right now, and you can keep on learning with just a click of your finger.